We got the Rams going outside for the first time all season. Sean, not very good though, unfortunately. Good win last week, not great overall. A lot of injuries. Catching 3 points here against the Bears team, also not very good. -145 on the money line for the Bears. 41 is the total. As you can see on the graphic, the Rams are catching a bunch of action. They do. I almost don't want to call them a public side because it doesn't feel like they're a public side, but the bets speak for themselves, and I think both of these teams are really puzzling right now for me. I want, on one hand, this is a massive coaching disadvantage, I think, for the Bears, but on the other, like, I don't know, like, can this Rams team do what they did last week again against a much more inferior opponent? Who, by the way, that opponent was able to create a bunch of yards against the defense that is better than the Rams.
Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack here. I mean, if you're building the case for the Bears, you're saying, "Oh, Rams letdown spot after a big divisional win." If you actually look at the trend, though, Stafford and McVay actually have been good after division games, 11-6-2 ATS. But yeah, I mean, the Rams let up a ton of yards. But if you watch that game again, this is why you have to watch that game. If you're a yards per play honk, and I do like yards per play as a stat, I think it's good, but you almost, if you're looking at this Rams team, just have to completely throw out that game against Arizona. They got injured. They clearly just punted that game, and that the yards per play stuff just looks horrific for their season because of that game. Meanwhile, if you take a step back, let's look at, just put the Cardinals game aside. It was a bad spot. They were playing off a overtime game in Detroit. They probably should have won, dealt with injuries there. Then it was a bloodbath in Arizona with the injuries and bad situation spot. They unraveled. Then they bounced back in the ultimate spot. They did not go away. That team did not quit. Stafford was throwing some goddamn lasers to Tutu Atwell, like Colby Parkinson, Jordan Whittington was getting involved. And let's go back to their running back, Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams, I predict, is going to have a massive game against the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears going into that game knew the Colts were going to try and get Jonathan Taylor going. What did they do? They did not stop Jonathan Taylor. 23 for 110 and 2 touchdowns. Now you have Sean McVay in his bag with 12 personnel going up against a Bears team that can't handle that physicality. Now let's take another look a little deeper. Sure, a guy like Brock Purdy, who clearly knows the offense he's playing in, is experienced. And he ran the ball 10 times in that. So he was running all over the place. Caleb Williams doesn't, as much as rookie quarterbacks like to run, Caleb Williams doesn't run enough. Like he stays in the pocket too long, tries to make plays he shouldn't. Rams are among the top teams in the league in quarterback pressures and hurries, despite blitzing at the 5th lowest rate. Rams can pressure the quarterback and run the ball. That's how you beat the Chicago Bears team. I understand the situation spot is not favorable for the Los Angeles Rams, but I don't think they figured out much for that offense. I'm on the Rams. Just ram it, baby.
I mean, also Darnell Wright, tackle for the Bears. He had a back situation flare up. They were already not very good block. I mean, honestly, if I'm the Rams, the game plan is to generate pressure to force Caleb Williams to roll out, so he has to throw across his body.
Yeah,
because he does it every time, and he's gonna make a mistake. I understand why. I think I understand why people are playing the Bears, but in a strange way. So like, this was the Hard Knocks hype team. They've come in, they've kind of been decent relative to the points spread. They haven't been horrible. And now the spread grows since the start of the season. So it's all to do about the injuries, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Stafford's healthy. Kyron Williams is healthy.
He's healthy, but also like that was an eye test game. I was watching, I had money on the Rams money line, so maybe I was a little biased, but I was watching it. I'm like, man, this 49ers team, it's annoying. They're just a hair better. And then the Rams did not go away. They were fucking fired up. Now maybe it was just back against the wall, desperate team 0-2, but it's not like the 49ers were laying down, and that 49ers team and scheme way better than what they're going to see against Chicago. And yeah, it's a dome team going outside, but it's going to be balmy in Chicago. I think Stafford's going to be able to throw the ball on this Bears defense, and more importantly to me, it's hey, just a heavy dose of Kyron Williams and then some easy play action stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to me, what got me over the hump was just pure. Like, I'm not interested in laying points with Caleb Williams.
No,
Simple handicap.
I mean, that's all you have to know right now.